Today we are going to deal with Dom Moraes' poem Absences. This poem is totally like a kind of negative picture is given there, which makes us feel like we can find the presences from the absences. This poem we find lots of absences, and then when we read this poem we can feel how better our life is now with all that is present now. And in this poem lots of absences are given there. The world's most destructive outlook of the world is given there. Let us see this poem. Smear out the last star, no lights from the islands or hills. So even remove even the last star, there will be no lights from the islands or hills. In this great square, the prolonged vowel of silence makes itself plainly heard. Only all what you can have is the silence. Round the ghost of a headland, clouds, leaves, shreds of bird, eddy hindering the wind. So all what you can find is clouds, leaves, and the shreds of the birds. No vigil left to keep. You don't need to remain whole night to protect anything. No enemies are left to slaughter, because there are no enemies that are left to slaughter. The world is completely destroyed. There is nothing left in the world. The rough roofs of the slopes, loosely thatched with splayed water, only shelter microliths and fossils. That's what means that the roofs of the slopes, which like of the thatched huts, only all what you can find underneath is the fossils and microliths. Nobody lives there. Unwashed, the rainbows built on the architraves of the hills. The rainbows are still there. That is the only positive thing that we can find. No wounds are left to be healed, because there is no one, nothing is left. Nobody left to be beautiful. Nobody is left to be called beautiful, or nobody is left to see the terms of beauty. Nothing is left. No polyp admiral to slip blood and whiskey from a skull while fingering his warships. So no polyp. Polyp is a kind of tissue that is like bubble like that can form in the mouth. Nothing of that sort remains, because all what remains is the skulls. Terrible relics by Tideres, untouched, the stormalities breathe. So these are the only relics that are left, the skulls, and the storms breathe over it. Bubbles plop on the surface, disturbing the balance of death. So death is there everywhere, and only thing that disturbs death is the bubbles that come out of the plopping sound. When something is thrown on the water, small bubbles come. That is the only thing that is there, like a kind of regeneration kind thing, and all this is a disturbance to the balance of death. No sound would be heard if so much silence was not heard. So much silence is there that no sound is being heard. Clouds cough like sheep on the cliff. On the cliff, the clouds are just like sheep. The echoes of stones are restored. There are no other echoes heard other than the echoes of the stones. No longer any foreshore or any abyss. This world only held together by its variety of absences. This world will be left with only the absences. The world is held together by the absences. By saying so much absences in this poem, the poet is in a kind of way reminding us of the presences that are there amidst now, that are with us. And it is a kind of lesson that is told to us, that how we should preserve the world, how we should preserve ourselves, how we should preserve the world, so that all these things that are around us will not turn into an absence. I hope you understood the poem. Thank you.